So I got to work with some of the best athletes, best people in the world. If you would have told me this a year or two ago, I would have been like, don't see it.
Zach Wade, entrepreneur, fitness expert.
Helped people like Conor McGregor, Ali Sajwani, and thousands others to get in the best shape of their life.
I saw Ali the other day, and he's looking amazing.
This guy has been the most consistent client that I've ever worked with. He's one of those guys that I have to tell him to chill.
Wow. What's your thoughts on Ozempic?
You're injecting poison into your body. I just can't comprehend why people would do that. The next step is to give back. I'm about to give you guys a gem right now. I just came out with an app to work with other coaches that are trying to get out of this whole funk of being in the gym 8, 10, 12 hours out of the day.
How's my fitness?
Your fitness isn't bad, actually. Your only issue.
Zach Wade.
Our brother.
What's up, my brother?
How are you doing?
How are you?
I'm doing well. First and foremost, I have to take the time to congratulate you, bro.
Thank you.
The amount of work that I've seen you put into this and seen how it's fruitioned and what you have accomplished and the people that you've had on it, it's inspiring, it's motivating, bro.
Appreciate you.
I know people see this and don't get to see the behind the scenes of the work that you put in.
Yeah.
But it's crazy to see something grow in such a short amount of time.
Thank you.
People coming up when I'm with you talking about, I've seen you on, seen your podcast on Instagram or TikTok, and I still don't know how some of the people that you've gotten on there it's crazy. God's definitely blessing you and looking out for you. So, man, congratulations on your success.
Yeah, for real. Appreciate you. Yes, Thank you. Thank you. A lot of people don't know this, but Zach's gotten me a lot of the guests too. You know what I mean? You've always been so open to, with all the networks and contacts that you have to line up a lot of the guests. You're like, yeah, you should jump on my boy's podcast. When we first did a podcast, we didn't really know each other.
No, one day.
But ever since we became the best buddies, So we just
my closest friend in Dubai.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Listen, you're my closest friend in Dubai too, and since then we've just become the best of pals, and we've been growing together, and
quite a journey it's been.
Yeah.
Quite a journey it's been. Dubai is one of these places that, well, I heard somebody say this actually. Dubai, everywhere else is 24 hours, Dubai is like 13 hours.
Wow.
Because time just goes like this in Dubai.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we're always constantly every day doing so much.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was just yesterday I arrived in Dubai. And I think it was literally like a week after I arrived, I was on the podcast with you.
Yeah, just a week.
And after like a blink of an eye, we're here right now. What is it, 6-7 months later?
How many months you been here for now?
I think it's the 7th month now.
You're in the 7th month?
At the 7th month, going on 8.
Doesn't it feel like longer?
It feels like we've done so much in this time.
Yeah.
But it feels like it's gone by so fast as well. It's an interesting thing, and I've been to different places. Obviously, I'm from LA and been around the States. But Dubai is just one of those places where it's just you're always on the go.
Always.
You're always moving. There's always things to do.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're wasting time too. It's a very productive place if you make it that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's crazy. We're already 7 months going on 8 months in, and I feel like I'm just getting started, to be honest. I feel like I'm just getting my footing in Dubai.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these conversations we're going to have today is conversations that me and you have in private already, right? Because we talk every day.
Yeah.
We hit the gym together most days. And, it's one of those things where I've said this to you before, when we're 60, 70 years old, we're going to look back on these days and go, those are the golden years, but it went like that.
Yeah.
It went so quick, it went so fast. So
when people say that, I remember like I was an athlete, I played football, and people would come back and talk to the team that, played, been there, done that, and they would always say, goes by like that. So enjoy it, And it's the same thing with this, being in Dubai and the times that we're having now. But luckily, through life experience and things I've gone through, I've kind of discovered a life hack I've kind of discovered a life hack for slowing down time a bit. And it's just being absolutely present in every moment. That's the way I really feel like you could slow down time. And when you're present in each moment, then you create these lifelong memories. You know, so like you said, when we are 60 or 70 years old, these memories that we're having are so fresh in our minds. And in my experience, they're better than any video you can take, any picture you could take. Being present and creating those lifelong real memories is priceless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you know, these videos that everyone's taking, I was just watching a story this morning. All my friends are in Monaco right now.
Yeah.
And you know, there's a DJ and boat, whatever, and everyone's got their phone now. And these are videos you're never gonna watch.
Yeah.
But why are you recording it? Think about it. You're only recording it to post it on Instagram to show off.
Yeah.
So you're not living in the present, but you're stealing that moment to show off to people on Instagram.
Yeah.
What a fucked up situation that is. What a fucked up mentality that is.
Because social media is a big like comparison thing, right?
Yeah.
And one of my favorite quotes is comparison is the thief of all joy. And that's what you're doing. You're literally stealing away your own personal joy.
Yeah.
Because you're in this comparison battle with other people on social media.
Yeah.
And it's taken away from that moment that you could be enjoying.
Yeah.
You know, we're all guilty of it at times, right? Like, especially, you know, with my business and stuff, it being on social media. But still, it's like the ability to just sometimes just shut that out, close the social media, and just be present is priceless.
Yeah, and I'm guilty of that as well. I mean, we catch up, and I'm like always on my phone and stuff like that. Even though I went to dinner last night, and I was thinking I never used to do this before, but my phone is like, just, you know what I mean?
And it's a business for you now too, right? Like you have meetings, you have people, especially, you know, some of your businesses being other places. It's like you're always needing to kind of be in the loop, what's going on. So it's a tough thing to find that balance. But I think when you set some boundaries and be like, okay, now it's time to shut it down, to be 100% shut down rather than halfway in, halfway out.
So you've been here a while now. We've had lots of ups, we've had lots of downs.
Yeah.
Right? We've had downs too, bro.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we've had downs and we've had ups and we've had a good time.
Yeah. We've had tough times.
We had tough times. Yeah. And we've had trips. We've done Thailand.
Yeah.
That was sick.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was
Came
a lot
to
of fun.
London.
Yeah, came to London. I forgot about London.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Life is crazy.
Yeah.
Life is crazy.
If you would have told me this about a year or two ago, that you'd be living this type of life in Dubai and traveling, I would have been like, just don't see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially being from America, being from LA.
Yeah.
The one thing I've learned out here is that we're in such a bubble in America, especially in LA, that we're not really too focused on, you know, outside of our location. And so it's really opened my eyes being out here, you know, because you have so many different people coming from different places to come to Dubai. And I feel like everybody kind of has a similar mindset, right? Because you had to leave your home, and a lot of people kind of do it off a leap of faith, and they come here. So there's a certain mindset you have to be in to take that risk to be here. So I often find a lot of like-minded people here in Dubai. You know what I mean? Which is nice. It's refreshing, because growing up, sometimes you're like, at least I personally felt like you know, something was a little up with me, you know, like I wasn't thinking the same as others. I don't know, I always felt like I didn't fit in the most. So you go to a place like Dubai and it's like, oh, there's a lot of like-minded people, you know what I mean? Because it's people that want better for themselves and they're really pushing it to the limit. And I feel like-minded people kind of, you know, eventually attract each other.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, let's say you've got the foundation to be a businessman, but you're in an environment where nobody around you can add to that or can, you know, help you flourish that skill.
Right.
But you come here and you've already got the foundation, but you're gonna leap in that industry because people around you are already leaping and everything. And you're thinking, you know, so many times I think to myself, damn, like, look at this guy doing this, look at this guy doing this. And then I'm like, it's kind of happening for me as well. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, you're a product of your environment at the end of the day.
They say fish grow as big as their pond. This is a big pond.
Big pond.
This is a big pond.
And it's full of inspiration, motivation every day, if you're in this right place of mind.
Yeah.
Because you could easily get lost.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right? If, you know, you start having too much fun, you could easily go down that. But like you said about the foundation, you have structure, you have foundation, you're in that right place mentally, you know, physically, spiritually, all that. This is something that could really trampoline your whole career.
Yeah. Tell me 3 things you found difficult in Dubai, and tell me 3 things that you love about Dubai.
Okay. Start with the difficult.
Yeah, start with the difficult.
So the first thing that was a bit difficult was coming here without knowing anybody, right? I literally had 1 month to decide to come here, so I definitely took a leap of faith.
Damn, 1 month.
Yeah. So the difficult part, especially initially, was, you know, the loneliness, right? Like just being on your own, kind of trying to figure things out. It's a whole new culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It can be a lonely city.
It could be a lonely city, right? There's a lot of people, there's a lot of things to do, but it also could be a very lonely city.
The thing is, I could see it being a lonely city for people. I don't think it's I don't feel like it's lonely because obviously doing the podcast and socializing and meeting people and having friends like you. But if I didn't have that, I could see it becoming a lonely city for people that don't have that. Yeah,
and that's one of your strengths, right? Is the networking, meeting people. I'm good at that, but at the same time, you've gotten to know me. I'm very to myself. You know, that's something I could do a better job of, is kind of expanding and getting out more.
You're getting out lately a lot.
Lately,
You're getting out a lot.
Yeah, lately more.
Maybe ordering bottles.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm starting to do. I realize in order to get your footing in Dubai, you have to kind of expand. Yeah. But I've been in a unique situation to where I haven't been forced to. Yeah. So I have to force myself to do so.
Yeah. It's funny, speaking of ordering bottles, remember Thailand?
Oh yeah.
We went to Thailand and then we don't drink. I mean we occasionally, but we've kind of stopped drinking. And we didn't want to, and we were going to a great club, by the way, like top 13 in the world. And then
shout out to Marvin Vittori. He hooked us up.
He hooked it up. That's right. And you were like, "Yo, I'm not getting in there like everyone else. I have a table." And then we had to have a minimum spend. So we had like 3 bottles of alcohol. I don't even know what it was. And the people just kept changing because we weren't drinking it. It was just sitting there, and the people just kept taking the bottles out and putting it in a new bucket with fresh ice. And like over time, that bottle would just melt down to the bottom, and they'll just keep changing it.
Luckily, towards the end, or midway or whatever, the women started coming over and taking the drinks, or else that would have been a waste.
Yeah.
But you have fun.
That was funny
for others, you know.
Yeah, that was funny.
The enjoyment is seeing other people enjoy their time as well, you know.
Yeah, but they're looking at us like, why are you guys not drinking? Even the bartenders kept like refreshing the ice, and they're like, what are you guys not doing this for?
But it felt nice, you know. We got to enjoy the night.
It showed discipline.
Exactly. Enjoy the night, but got to also wake up in the morning and do our thing. Because we were training at all the different Muay Thai gyms, which was kind of our main objective when we went to Thailand. Yeah, just to hit every single gym, you know. Yeah. So we never missed a day.
No, we didn't.
Which is a lot different than your last Thailand trip, right?
My last Thailand trip was bad. Yeah. Bad. Gluttony, no fitness, nothing. Yeah, anyways. But I didn't go with you. That's the issue. I didn't go with you. Yeah. I went with somebody that doesn't go to the gym.
Yeah. Makes it tough.
Makes it tough. Yeah. You know, you're like, yo, let's go. And you're like, come on. Yeah. You know, you're like, all right, fine.
Like, okay. And you're the type of guy that's a very go with the flow. So you're not like, no, I gotta hit the gym. It's like, okay, you don't want to. I will do this.
See, with you, it's like, no, we gotta go. Even if I don't feel like it, I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah. You go with the flow. You do it, and you enjoyed it.
So, okay, 3 things that you found difficult adjusting to living in Dubai.
Yeah. So it was the loneliness at first.
Yeah. I'll
tell you another thing. It's just getting my footing down in Dubai.
Okay.
It's almost like there's so much stimulation and so much going on.
Yeah.
I struggled to find my routine. Right?
It throws you off your routine
really quick. And really easy. You know, in LA, it was like I had a routine, boom, 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 and it was just like clockwork.
Correct.
Here in Dubai, you could get thrown off your routine so fast, whether it's work, whether it's going out, like doing anything, you know, because it's like, just like the other day, you know, we went to the comedy show.
Yeah.
That literally was a couple hours before it. Oh, I have an extra ticket. Let's go drive to Abu Dhabi to watch Andrew Schultz, a comedy. Cool, let's go do it. Things like that are popping up all the time. So then before you know it, we're in Abu Dhabi till late. We get home, and then it's like, okay, then you have to kind of sleep. It's just like, it starts messing with your sleep. And honestly, third thing, just because it's an easy thing from there, is the sleep.
Sleep is so important. I've learned that here.
It's the most important thing for us as humans, you know, is
sleep.
Somebody once said sleep is the best performance-enhancing drug you could take.
Wow.
Right? Better than any steroid, better than anything. Sleep is the most important thing for recovery.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that you're in a fasting state, so you're giving your digestive system a break. Like, there's so many, like, sleep is the most important thing. But oftentimes in Dubai, it could be neglected.
Yeah.
You know, and I've always been a big sleep advocate, and I was always the guy that ate 9 hours of sleep. And now those hours are going down.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much to do, and you're always just...
So much to do.
So much to do.
I mean, for me, if I was to stick to my routine, I would have to say no to the boat party. I'd have to say no to this and no to that. Like, I think there's one guy that's trying to get me on his boat a few times because he's got networking events every week on his boat.
Yeah.
And he says, yeah, come on my boat. And I had to cancel him like 3 times. And I'm like, bro, if I do that, I'm going to be off my schedule completely. Right. It's just like every week.
You have to like pick and choose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to pick and choose. And like sometimes, but I love that you can choose. Because sometimes you can be like, yo, I'm going to let my hair down. Yeah. Right? Metaphorically, not literally. So, yeah, sometimes you have to. But look, and the sleep thing is crazy because, you know, in Australia, I'd go to bed at 10.
Yeah.
Now, I wish I could go to bed at 10.
Yeah.
And if I do go to bed at 10, I pass out straight away. So
you have to make a legitimate effort to get to bed by like 10, 10:30.
Yeah. So much to do in this town. 3 things you love about Dubai. So many, by the way.
So many.
By the way, the things we don't like about Dubai
are also some of the things that we love.
Is the reason why we love Dubai.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
My favorite thing about Dubai is just the melting pot of people, the different cultures, but especially like the locals, you know, and I work with a local family, and just the hospitality, the love that they've shown. It's just all about respect. It's all about respect. And I think it comes also because it's a very religious place, right? So when you have that, and you have your faith, and you know that everything comes from God, there's a certain love and respect that comes. I'll give you a prime example of what happened in Dubai. So I went to the desert and to go dune buggying, ATVing.
Was that when I was there?
No, this was a separate time. I took a girl.
Okay.
I took a date.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah.
So I took this girl. Yeah. And have a great time. But as we're pulling out, it's dark in the parking lot.
This is when you fucked up my Maserati.
Yes.
You fucked up my Maserati so bad.
So anyways, so we're pulling out the car, pulling out the parking lot. And the roads is hard to see when it's dark, right? So long story short, we get stuck in some sand. Oh. And it's a very, the car, it's a low car. So
I feel sorry for the owner of that car.
So anyways, so we get stuck, and I'm like trying to drive out, couldn't get out.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I'm calling the people that work at the spot, asking them for help. They're trying to get it out, couldn't get it out. About an hour or so later, I have probably about 20, 25 people just from all around
coming
to help to try to get the car out.
Yeah.
Right?
So it was actually bogged.
Yeah, it was actually bogged. So eventually, after honestly probably like 25 people came to help, we get it out. People bringing their trucks, bringing this, we finally get it out.
What were you thinking? Were you thinking, damn, this is Radin's car? What am I going to say?
Yeah. I was thinking, now I'm on a date. I'm like, this is pretty embarrassing. You know, there's a lot of thoughts going through my head.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, why is it so difficult to get it out of some sand? It's like, all we have to do is move it a couple feet, you know? And we have so many people trying to help. Yeah. And it's still not working. So I'm like, kind of freaking out a bit. Yeah, 100%. So thank God we get it out. And I'm like, man, these people like went above and beyond to try to help. I want to pay them. I want to do something for them, right?
Yeah.
They did not take a thing.
Yeah.
They did not take a thing. I'm like, let me at least buy you guys food.
Yeah.
They're like, no, they just did it from the love from their heart.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, in America, in LA, that would have not happened.
Wow.
It would have not happened.
They'll come rob you or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it would have just been like, figure it out on your own, or expect payment or something.
Yeah.
But they just did it out of the love of their heart, and it just goes to show the culture and the vibe of Dubai, especially from the locals.
Yeah.
They go above and beyond, and because they know their reward isn't, monetary or anything like that. They know they're doing it because, to please God, like to make God happy. And when you have that as your navigation, as your compass, you could feel that in the air.
Yeah.
No,
look, that's one of the main reasons I love it here. They're God-fearing people.
Yeah.
And they breed God-fearing people. I've got friends here from London that aren't really religious, but they do Ramadan here.
Mm.
You know what I mean? They partake in the Muslim traditions.
Yeah, and I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
Right?
And you did Ramadan.
And I did Ramadan.
Yeah, I remember.
Just to show my respect and love for my clients and feel what they're going through. And
That's right.
And honestly, it is a spiritual thing, because when you're starving, I shouldn't say starving, but when you're hungry, when you're thirsty, and you can't eat or drink, you have an extra appreciation for what God has given you. Mm. And it makes you rely on God and pray to God to get you through the day, and it gives you a special connection because there's nothing in between you and God at that point. You know what I mean?
It makes you connect with God better as well.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It gets you closer to God. I remember you did Ramadan, and then we went for a run in the morning. Was it in the morning or in the afternoon?
It was afternoon.
Yeah, and I wasn't doing Ramadan, and I was like eating all day.
Yeah.
And I was drinking water and everything. And then we went for a run, and he outran me, and he's like dehydrated, no food all day, and he like did we run?
Yeah. Well, I ran, and then you started the run, and then you're like, I'm just gonna turn it into a walk.
Yeah, and I turned it into a walk.
Which is like, you gotta go at your own pace. Everybody's going at their own race.
I appreciate you being so nice right now when the cameras are rolling, but when the cameras aren't rolling, you are sure mean. You sure are mean when I don't catch up to you.
A little tough love.
Let the people see that side. Let the people see that side. That side. Come on.
Man. I want people to work with me, not.
Tell me 2 more things you love about Dubai.
An obvious thing is just there's so many things to do.
Yeah.
And it's not like you have to go spend a lot of money to do these things. Or it's like you could go walk around the mall. Mm. We love doing it. It's like just going walking around the mall, feeling the energy, the people. Yeah. Just literally just walking around. It's like, or walking around the Burj Khalifa, right outside the mall. Yeah. I just recently did this for the first time at night. Just walked around the Burj Khalifa, sat in the grass, and just chilled. And it was like so peaceful, it was so lovely. So just the amount of things. Obviously, the beach clubs, and
so much fun.
So much fun. And it's not like you have to go crazy and party. It's just getting some sun. Yeah. And enjoying. Yeah. And like the gyms. Yeah. The gyms are top here. Yeah. Especially when you find the right gym for you. Yeah. Very good gyms.
Beanos.
Nah. Beanos.
That's
hey, different strokes for different folks.
That's a Dubai joke. That was a Dubai joke.
Yeah, exactly. But you'll find those Beanos people that live and breathe Beanos. More power to them. Yeah. It's, like I always say, there's people that rely on the show muscles, and there's people that rely on the go muscles. And I'm more of the go muscle type guy. Yeah. Because then when you have the go muscles, you also have the show muscles. Yeah, you know what I mean? I want my body to be able to perform. Yeah. And look good. Yeah. And feel good. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't want to be just, like I'd say, popcorn muscles, where it's just all for looks and you can't utilize. Yeah. And I just feel like at Beanos, it's a lot of people with just popcorn muscles.
And they don't even look good.
Yeah. Most people,
it's not proportional.
Yeah. Here's the thing with that whole bodybuilding culture. There's a few, like the professional bodybuilders that take it very seriously, and do it for a living, super strict on their diets, and like that I respect, right?
Yeah.
But then there's another part of the culture where it kind of half in, half out type thing.
Yeah.
And kind of prescribe to that bodybuilding lifestyle, but don't really commit to it. So then it's like, it doesn't give you the best. You look kind of like half in, half out all the time.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of have this bulky, blocky look.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, you know, it's like the people always joke around that are bulking 365 days out of the year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or maybe like 345 days out of the year, like 2 weeks they're on a cut, but they can't like keep it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, it's just not sustainable. It's not, you know, really relatable to normal people. So that's a whole nother subject.
If you like this video, consider subscribing. We do weekly podcasts with experts in every industry to help you find direction and guide you on your way. Now let's get back into it. What's your opinion of like the Beanos crowd gym goers, the guys that are on juice and all that stuff? I was actually at dinner the other night and somebody says, I was at Beanos and I went to the bathroom and there's a guy right there with a needle in his bum.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? Like, they just do it openly.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that kind of crowd of the people that do it for that?
Yeah, see, I'm not one to judge. I try not to judge, right? I think if you're a bodybuilder that's really doing it for their profession and you're competing against other bodybuilders that are also doing it, and that's your way that you're going to win, you know, or have a chance of winning, and you're strict to your diet and you're doing everything and you're doing it like with a doctor's help and everything, then it's like, all right, more power to you. Not for me, right? Different strokes for different folks, but I could see it, you know, I understand. But the people that just do it recreationally and have no real purpose of what they're doing, it just doesn't make sense to me, because you're putting your body through so much harm. And a lot of people are doing this without doctors' help, and they're just kind of doing it, and it's it just really doesn't make sense. It's not sustainable.
Our coffee's ready. Thank you, sir. Do we need straws?
No thanks.
No, we're good.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, brother. You too. Yeah, it's not.
And at the end of the day,
yeah,
you know, I think this gets overlooked in the fitness industry quite a bit. At the end of the day, it's about being healthy.
Yeah.
The healthiest version of yourself.
Correct.
Right? And what's the most important muscle in the body?
The penis.
No.
What?
It's your heart.
Oh, the heart. Yeah.
Right? It's the most important thing. So when you're taking steroids just to take it, you're doing a lot of damage to the heart. That's why you hear people that have been on steroids that have these heart issues and random heart attacks and things like this.
In the sauna, how many wasn't there one recently from here in Dubai? It was in the sauna and you had a heart attack.
Yeah, it's happening non-stop. It's like, why would you want to put yourself even in potential to risk that?
Damn.
You know what I mean? So I think there's just a lot of other ways to get a look that you want to, you know, the aesthetic look that you're wanting to do. But you know what? At the end of the day, it requires more work. Right? It requires more discipline, and it requires you to actually put in work. If you see a lot of these bodybuilders, and again, I'm not talking about the professional bodybuilders because they're professionals, they go hard. If you see the average gym goer at like a Beanos, they're not really training that hard.
No.
Like, you've seen the difference of training with someone like me, say.
Yeah.
And there's other people like me that train.
By the way, you fucked up my whole training program, because now I can't train without you. Because when I train, when you don't train, I don't really train. Yeah. And like, so I'm like, I'm not gonna train then if you're not gonna train today, because I go to the gym and it's not the workout like
that you're accustomed to.
That you've made me accustomed to, right? Yeah. Like, our workouts are crazy. Like, the bodybuilders will go there doing chest press or whatever, and we do that too.
I mix in bodybuilding 100%.
We do that too, but it's more functional.
100%.
It's everything we do is functional. So like, we did a workout the other day that was amazing. I love that workout. It was the 500.
Oh yeah, the running, mixing in the running and stuff.
Run 500 meters, and then ski erg 500 meters, and then rower 500 meters, and then it was the sled. Right, and then you got to push the sled, and then you run 500 meters, and then you got to pull the sled with the rope. Like, it's just a day-to-day activity.
Yeah, and the cool thing about that, I'm getting ready for that High Rocks race, right? And I'm competing in that, and So you got to kind of jump into the session that was on the program for that.
But you've always trained like that anyway.
Yeah, I've always 100%. But I've always been focused on the performance aspect of things.
Yeah.
I've always been focused on the functionality of things. And I always say that when you focus on your performance, when you focus on your nutrition as far as like fueling for your performance in everyday life rather than a diet, and when you focus on your sleep, the looking good part is just the byproduct of all those three things, right? So not only you're going to be performing your best, feeling your best, but the cherry on top, you're going to be looking your best.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's when you focus on the performance, that's things that you could focus on daily.
Yeah.
You could increase 5 pounds on this lift. You could run a little bit faster on this. When that's your focus, that's daily progression.
Yeah.
When you're just focused on the aesthetic and like the bodybuilding part, as you know, it's sometimes getting results takes some time.
Yeah.
Especially once you get to a certain shape, it's like it's harder to see the change in your body, right? But when you're focused on performance, if you're getting stronger in lifts, then you know you're putting on more muscle, right? If you're running a mile faster or you're sprinting faster, then you know you're getting fitter, you know, you're getting more in shape. So I always like to preach to my clients, and something that I focus on is focus on the performance, focus on the nutrition, focus on your sleep, and everything else don't even worry about, because everything else will happen, right? And I've noticed that when my clients kind of switch that mindset, the results happen like this.
Speaking of your clients, you got flown out here, you got discovered in LA, and you got flown out here by the DeMack family. Well, not the DeMack family, but the son, the eldest son of the founder of DeMack.
Yeah.
Anybody that doesn't know, DeMack's probably the biggest builder in Dubai. If you come to Dubai, you'll see their name on all the buildings. They're the biggest developers. And I don't see it changing. I don't see them.
Yeah.
I don't see their dominance changing at all.
They're getting bigger and bigger.
Bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Extremely wealthy family. They have access to any trainer in the world, and they found you, and they flew you out here, and now you train the whole family.
Yeah, pretty much. Apart from a couple people, pretty much the whole family.
Yeah. So apart from one person.
Yeah, two
Okay.
people. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've worked with almost everybody at one, but except for two.
Except for two. And I saw Ali the other day, and he's looking amazing. Like, he had PTs before you, and no PTs were able to make him look like the way he looks today. How did you do that? What do you do that's different from other PTs that made him look like that? Yeah. And that's somebody that has access to the best of the best in the world.
Yeah. Well, first I appreciate that, and first and foremost, it's a couple things, right? One, I've been extremely blessed to learn from some of the best in the world as trainers in the world, right? I've learned from people like Ryan Flaherty, who's the head director of Nike of research. You know, that's when I started working with them when he was working. So I got to work with some of the best athletes, best people in the world. People like Les Spellman, who's one of the best like speed coach, trained some of the best athletes in the world again. He actually helps with the Manchester United speed program.
Wow.
People like Kareef Bird, who's he was ahead of the game, you know, and learned so much from this, and has one of the best gyms in Cali, you know. So even on the business side of things, I've learned from the very best. So I have to pay homage to them, right? And I've just learned from people like this, and I've taken my experiences and kind of put my twist on things, and kind of created my own way of training and program. That's first and foremost. Two, any results that you see from clients is off their doing, right? I'm just here, like Ali, for example. He's put in the work. He's put in the consistency. This guy has been the most consistent client that I've ever worked with.
Wow.
One of the hardest workers I've ever worked with, and I've worked with some high level athletes, right?
More consistent than them.
Yes, as far as just the want to, the desire, the mental fortitude, just the day in, day out. You know, he's one of those guys that I have to tell him to chill from the gym. Like, no, we need to take a rest day. You know, so I've just guided him. I've created the program for him, but he's the one that's put in the work. He's been the consistent one. He's the one that's making good decisions as far as nutrition. You know, we just made a couple little tweaks here and there. For example, on the food aspect, something that I always preach to my clients and people on social media is the idea of intuitively eating, right? Eating to fuel your body rather than thinking of it like a diet. So he's really starting to master the ability just to fuel his body for his everyday needs and for his training sessions. And when you're able to intuitively eat, it's a different level of, it's a different way of looking at it. You're just going by feel rather than like having to track calories. And I feel like the whole tracking calorie thing at times could be stressful, and then it's one thing leads to another, and it just makes you want to eat even more food, right? Because you know how stress sometimes. So I think when you get to the point where you can intuitively eat, it really allows you to get next level results. So he's been able to do that, and then really just focus on his performance, right? He's the fastest he's ever been, the strongest he's ever been, the lightest he's ever been. And like you said, he has abs and stuff now. So just really focusing on those aspects rather than just focusing on, like I said, on the aesthetic and the bodybuilding part. You know, him looking the way he looks is just the byproduct of everything else that, you know, I've talked about today as far as the nutrition, the sleep, and the training. And he takes his health very seriously, you know, sauna every day, ice bath every day.
Sauna every day?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's very, and there's no wonder why he has the level of success that he has, right? I always say how you do one thing is how you do everything, right? I always say how you do one thing is how you do all things. And he's a perfect example of that, you know? Goes hard in his training. He's a great father, great family man, great leader. Yeah. Honestly, I've learned so much from him as far as on the leadership aspect. So yeah, it's rare in life that you get to work a job, right? You get paid. I get paid to do this, but I'm also learning every day from him and his sister Amira. Like, I learn every day from them something new. Wow. Yeah, it's a true blessing, and sometimes I have to pinch myself because I'm like, this, you know, I don't know what I've done to deserve this, but I'm very grateful, and it's a blessing.
Tell me something you've learned that stands out. Yeah. Tell me memory. Tell me something you've learned.
So, for example, for Ali, he's an amazing leader. Amazing leader. I get to see it on the daily. He has this unique way of getting the most out of people, but also showing that he cares for them. Right? Like, even for me, I feel like I've leveled up as a trainer, as a coach, because he's my client.
Got you.
Right? Because he just has this way of bringing out the best out of you, right? Because he's always on point. You have to be on point. You have to be focused. You have to be dialed in. And yeah, so just the ability to the leadership, his presence, he's very sharp, very detail oriented. That's something that I lacked prior. You know, I'm good at what I do, but the little details sometimes, you know, let them slip. But he's very detail oriented, pays attention to every little thing, aware of people, like just his leadership. I think all these qualities make him a great leader, but it's the sharpness. And then Amira is like a sales queen, you know, she's one of the top in Dubai and all over, and she's just always giving me gems on how to, like, with my online coaching, how to enhance that and how to better that. And I think the most important thing that I've learned from all of them, the whole family especially, is just you can never go wrong with being humble. They have all the success. They have all the success, but they always remain humble. And again, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, having the faith, being God-fearing, because they know where it comes from. And they've had great leadership themselves, like from their dad, from their mom. They've learned, and they pay homage to you know, their dad for everything that they've learned, if you ask them. So yeah, it's been an amazing thing, but I feel like I'm learning every day from them.
That's a great testament to how they were raised and the parenting from their parents, because so easily could you just become, a kid that's had everything in his life and just become spoiled and doesn't want to work hard or anything like that. But if anything, they work even harder than the rest.
Yeah. Yeah, their work ethic is second to none.
And
I get to see it daily. It's like their schedules, it's nuts. It's like, it's funny when clients come to me and they're like, oh, I'm busy, I don't have time, I have this. And I think I've even said this to you before. It's like, which you are busy, right? But if I see them, I guarantee their busyness is the highest of the busyness, right? It's nonstop. But if they can still find the time to get an hour workout out of the day, and all these, like an hour and a half, 2 hours, one, it shows the importance of taking care of your health and well-being, right? That's the priority. And two, if they could find time, then I'm sure you could find time, you know? So, they're a perfect example of no matter how busy you are, you could always find time.
Find time to train.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. At their level, everybody's trying to see them to do something with them and everything is at their choice. But at my level, when I'm trying to get to another level, you have to compromise on things in life to be like, okay, like, by the way, I've got time. I can go to the gym every day. But by the time I get home, I'm just so tired. Well, the crazy thing is when you're actually really tired is when you should go to the gym.
Yeah, because it's going to give you energy, So one of my mentors told me one time, and I'll never forget this, he said during his 20s and 30s, it was all about making the millions, right? Having the money in his account. And then once he gets there, then he'll take care of his health. And then once he got the money in his account and his health, he was, overweight, wasn't where he wanted to be. He's like, now that I have it, I realize that it's not worth it if you're not healthy. Right? And I think if more people had that approach where it's like, no matter what, my health and fitness and well-being should be priority, no matter what, I think it actually will help with their business, help bring in more money, because when you're the best version of yourself, you're going to attract that regardless, because you're going to be operating at a whole different frequency.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that stems down to people looking at you being like, look, he can take care of his body. He's disciplined. Yeah. I have respect for him because he's disciplined.
Yep, exactly.
You know what I mean? Well, when you're overweight, people go, I can't trust him. Yeah. He doesn't even take care of his own house. Look at his body.
Yep,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. People overlook that.
How's my fitness?
Yeah, your fitness isn't bad, actually.
Okay.
We both know your only issue is consistency.
Yeah.
Like you'll go hard for a couple weeks,
and then I'll go on holiday.
You'll go on holiday, you go travel, and then it's hard for you to get back into it. Yeah. Then you get back into it. It's like you're fitter than what you look. I'll say that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm fitter than what I look. Yeah. Damn, I must look bad.
No, it's not that. I think it's just it's just what it is. You're fitter than what you look.
We did a training session one day, and I would always push to, let's say, a level of 80, right? And I would stop. When I wasn't training with you. And then you pushed me so hard that one day. I don't know if you remember that day, but that was a fucked up day.
Yeah, it was on the assault bike, right?
Assault bike, correct. And you wanted me to do 10 calories in 30 seconds.
Yeah, something like that.
Right?
Yeah.
And I would hit like 9.5 or 8.7. You're like, got to do it again. Yeah. And I'm like,
do it right, do it light.
But I'm tired now. Yeah. He's like, doesn't matter. You ain't leaving this gym until you do it. Yeah. And then I think I tried like 6-7 times, and at the end I did it. And by the way, every time you do it, it gets harder because you're fatigued. Yeah, you're so tired. Yeah. And that level that I reached, then like, okay, let's say I was always going at 80, and then you pushed me to 90. Now every time I go to the gym, I push to 90.
Right. You unlocked the level.
Yeah, I unlocked the level. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Yeah. So now I'm like, sweet, let's go to 90.
Because you got to remember, the body could push a lot further than what the mind is telling it. And once people find that out about themselves, that's when levels are able to unlock. Yeah. Right? It's the people's mind that stop them from reaching their full potential. Yeah. So that's just kind of what I help with people do, is reach their fullest potential by showing them, no, look, you could push a lot further than what your mind is telling you. And the gym is just a tool to learn that. But now when you're out in everyday life, it's like oh, I can do this amount of podcasts in a month. I can't, you unlock levels and everything. I can make this amount of money. I can, even though my mind's saying that I can't, I know I can. I know my body could push further. I know what I'm capable of because I just did it in the gym. You know, and people overlook it and it seems kind of like maybe a little, I don't know, cheesy or unrealistic or whatever, but it's so true. And because I get to see it firsthand with my clients that are all at the highest level, right? From LA to Dubai, you know, to all around the world with my online clients.
Yeah.
You know some of my clients and stuff. It's I see it, you know. And one of my mentors once told me too, is like it was about speed, right? It's like if you want to get faster, do what the fastest people in the world do. So if you want to become more successful, you want to make more money, do what the people that make the most money and are super successful do. And a lot of them that I've met are all taking care of their health and well-being. You know, obviously there's people that maybe don't, but everybody that I obviously work with that are operating at a high level, and not just as far as making money, but have a family and living the way I inspire to live, are doing that. So like I said, different strokes for different folks, but you can never go wrong with taking care of your health and well-being.
If you like this video, consider subscribing. We do weekly podcasts with experts in every industry to help you find direction and guide you on your way. Now let's get back into it. You know, we've been out together to bars, clubs, and stuff like that, and it's always good fun.
Yeah.
What do you think of the dating scene in Dubai? Because it's a different one.
It's funny. It's nobody's ever asked me that question, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's especially like people normally ask fitness stuff, things like this. The dating scene.
That's what people want to know.
Yeah, the dating scene. Honestly, and I've seen you ask that question on some of your podcasts before. I remember seeing one guy. Yeah. And what'd he say? He said, it's almost better if a girl has a boyfriend because you're only competing with one guy. Right.
Ahmed bin Shaiba, the guy that owns the water park in Marina, he said, I like to, he goes, a shit show. Being single here is a shit show. He goes, I'd rather hit on one girl that has a boyfriend because that's only competing with one guy compared to a single girl here in Dubai that has many guys.
Yeah, it's an interesting perspective on that. I feel like, okay, the reality is like, yeah, the Dubai dating scene is different. But where like I differ from that opinion is like, at the end of the day, competition is a key ingredient to success, to rising up, right? So I feel like I've had a good dating experience here in Dubai. I've enjoyed, you've seen some of the girls, you know, that I've dated and stuff. And I think it's all about what you make of it, right? I think too many guys get hung up on that idea of like, oh, there's so much competition, there's so much, these girls have so many options, and they forget, like, yes, that's true, but you're also the prize, right? When you have the mentality of like, there's so much competition, she could be talking, you automatically put out a certain energy, and women can sense that. It's like an insecure type energy, and women can sense that and they feel that, right? And I think if you switch that mentality, like, you're going to be good no matter what. Let's say the reality is, let's say you do date a girl and she does choose another guy or whatever the case may be, then that's a win-win, right? It's cool. At least I know now, right? Like, that girl's not meant for me. It's all good. I think it's just your approach on it, right? And I think guys get hung up on like, oh, this girl's a gold digger or this, that, and the third. It's like, they're just putting too much energy into that, and they're giving off that energy. So I've never been focused on that. I've just been focused on doing my thing, you know what I mean? And whatever happens. But I've enjoyed Dubai has the most beautiful women in the world.
Beautiful.
Right? And like, you know, men are very focused on, you know, women's appearance. Like, that's our first initial thing, right? Yeah. Like, and women, on the other hand, want security. They want somebody that could take care of them or whatever. So it's like, it goes both ways, right? So I think too many men have that like victim mentality, and I think it's just, I I think you give off that energy, and I think that's why they don't have the most success with women. What do you think?
I agree with what you're saying. And, you know, I want a girl that likes me for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want a girl that likes me because I've got this or I've got that. I just want somebody that just loves my vibe.
Yeah, and I agree with that, but I think it's so important to have a man to have intuition as well, right? Of understanding. You should be able to tell the difference, like,
correct.
Okay, this girl just wants me for my money or because I drive a Maybach or whatever the case may be. Like, if you're getting fooled by that, then that's on the guy.
Yeah, correct.
Right? You're not having enough intuition to filter those out.
Yeah.
So I guess for me, like, I don't even allow that because I have that filter.
Yeah.
You could tell the difference of a girl that wants you just for what you have or to take care of them.
Correct.
So I guess when you have the mentality to just be able to filter that out, that's really not a thing. Yeah. And I think some guys just get fooled, maybe by it, or don't have that filter, or get, whatever the case.
Yeah. And what I mean is, those girls are there. There are girls in Dubai that will love you for you.
100%.
Right?
They're, and it depends on where you're looking, right?
Yeah.
And I'm about to give you guys a gem right now for all the guys out there in Dubai. If you want to find a good girl, go to Kite Beach on a Saturday or Sunday morning.
What time?
Or early in the morning.
Early.
Because let me tell you why. A girl that's at Kite Beach Saturday, Sunday morning wasn't out the night before. Mm-hmm. They went to bed at a good time. Mm-hmm. They're focused on taking care of themselves. They're focused on, whatever they got going on. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you right now, and this will help a lot of guys out. You want to find a good girl, go to Kite Beach Saturday, Sunday morning, right around the coffee shops, go on a walk. You'll find a good girl out there.
Yo, you're going to find all the girls going there to try to bump into
you. Nah, man. Nah, it's honestly, it's a gym.
Yeah.
It's so my whole point of that's an option, right? But looking in the right places is going to help you. If you're looking for girls at the clubs and this, that, and the third, and you're like, oh, why do I keep on coming across these girls? Well, it's like, look where you're looking. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, true.
So to answer your question, my experience dating in Dubai, like, I'm single right now, so I guess I don't know how great it's been, but I've enjoyed myself. I've met some really, really good women. Yeah. And I've had fun, and like I said, you've met some of the girls that I've dated and stuff, and they've been good girls.
Great girls, beautiful girls.
Yeah. So it's all good with me. I mean, I'm still looking for the one, but you know what? I should rephrase that. Yeah. The one is still coming. Yeah. Because I feel like you shouldn't be out looking for it. Yeah. Right? Yeah. It's one of those things that just comes. Yeah. But yeah, I'm enjoying.
So you're training the family. Yeah. And you've got your online business going on as well. Yeah. What's next for Zach?
So, yeah, thank the Lord. The private training is going good. The online coaching since being out of Dubai has been amazing. It's been growing. I've learned from people, hired some mentors to help me with that. And I guess the next step is to give back. And I just came out with an app that's going to allow me to consult and work with other coaches that are trying to get out of this whole funk of being in the gym 8, 10, 12 hours out of the day, trading their time for money every day just to pay their bills, but to figure out a way to use both their in-person training and their online platform to help take their business to the next level. Mm. And then from there also build a team of coaches underneath me. Because the one thing is I'll go around to different gyms in Dubai and the fitness scene is big here, but the knowledge of coaching and the training ability, it's not where it needs to be. Yeah. Right? I go into some of these, and you've been with me in the gym.
I remember. We'd be at the gym and he'd be like, look at that guy. Yeah. He's not even training. He's leaning, like sitting on his couch, telling her to do this.
It's just about the basic fundamentals of being a coach, and a lot of people lack these fundamentals out here. Yeah. Right? They seem uninterested when they're training these clients that are paying them their hard-earned money. Yeah. Right? And I get it. You've been in the gym for hours and hours and hours. So I want to get them out of that so they can be enthused when they're training their clients, and figure out ways how to really make this into a thriving business. You know, in 3 or 4 years, I went from training people outside for free, you know, to training the #1 pick in the NFL draft, to working with some of the top athletes in the world, to now working with one of the top families in Dubai, right? In a short amount of time. So there's key principles and fundamentals that you must learn in order to rise up. And so, yeah, I want to give back. I want to help mentoring these young trainers and coaches, and help give the blueprint that I've learned from amazing mentors to these coaches and trainers, and just show them that it's a lot more than just your knowledge in training, because that's like the baseline. You need knowledge, right? But there's so much more to coaching and training, both in person and online, than just having knowledge of how to get into shape. It's a 100% a personal thing. And to be honest, most good coaches and trainers almost act as therapists. There's so much more to it, and that's how you rise up. And I don't feel like there's anybody really showing these coaches and trainers how to do that. And you know, if you don't know, what do I always say? Now that you know better, you could do better. So that's what I'm hoping to do for these coaches and trainers.
How are you planning on teaching the personal trainers to do better?
Yeah, so it's funny. On Instagram, I get a lot of DMs from coaches and trainers wanting to like hop on a call, just kind of get a blueprint. So I came out with an app that allows people to sign up to get a better look of what it takes to become a private trainer, online coach. And they can also sign up for consulting calls, things of that nature. And then I'm also working on a course that I'm going to come out with specifically for coaches and trainers that want to take their private training and online coaching to the next level. Because I feel like a lot of people focus on either or, right? But I've been able to create a way to utilize them both to trampoline your business. Instead of like, oh, you can make 10K on online coaching. It's like, not everybody just wants to be an online coach. Or you can make 10K a month just off private training. It's like, well, not everybody just wants to trade a lot of time for money. It's like, what if you could combine the both? And that's what I've been able to do.
I tried to shred down and cut out carbs.
No.
And you were telling me, bro, don't do that.
Yeah.
Carbs are good for you.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
So it goes back to the intuitive eating, like I talked about, right? There's a time and a place for carbs, right? Carbs aren't bad. See, what happens is people cut out their carbs, but at the end of the day, the very end of the day, and research has proven that it's about, if you want to lose weight, you want to lose fat, it's about being in a calorie deficit, right? So when you cut out carbs, most people have a plate, right? Most people could fill up their plate half with carbs, a protein, and maybe like a vegetable, right? So when you cut out carbs, you're cutting out 50% of your calories. So that's why it works. But carbs are essential for fueling yourself for training sessions for your day. So it's not the carb itself that's bad. It's the fact that that's 50% of your calories, right? So there's a time and a place for carbs, like pre and post workout, right? Like for me, I like to time up my carbs right around my workout earlier on the day. And then towards the end of the night, then I'll cut the carbs because there's really no use for them. Because I'm about to go to bed, and then I like to wake up in the morning light, you know?
Yeah.
So for you, I would just time up my carbs right around your training session when you wake up, like to fuel you, to give you that energy. But I wouldn't cut out the carbs altogether.
Completely.
It just goes back to people trying to, you know, like that whole, that saying, get rich quick.
Yeah.
It's like get fit quick, you know, but it's not sustainable. You know this, anybody that makes money super fast oftentimes loses money super fast. Same thing with getting in shape. Anybody that loses 15 pounds in 4 weeks or something like this often gains it back very quick. So slow and steady wins the race. This is about making this into a lifestyle, and balance is best, right? Sticking to good whole foods, the least amount of ingredients in the food, the better. And just looking at food as fuel rather than dieting, right? So no need to cut your carbs. Just time it around your workouts, time it around when you're busy, when you're going to have to be utilizing energy. And then you could start pulling back when, you know, at night when you don't have much to do. sticking to like high protein. And that's something I always share with my clients too, is like focus on protein first and foremost, because that's going to saturate you. It's going to make you feel full. And then put your carbs and fats behind that. So focus on your protein and then build around that.
Okay. What's your thoughts on Ozempic?
To be honest, I think it's, I think people are looking for that magic pill. And I feel like Ozempic is kind of the closest thing to it. But I'm not a fan of it at all. I think you're putting poison into your body to take the easy way out, essentially. Things that you could accomplish just by putting in the work, focusing on your nutrition, focusing on your sleep, right? It's like I said, it's the get rich quick type mentality. The Ozempic is like the get rich super quick type mentality. And there's actually a study done, and I don't know if you've seen this study, people after they get off Ozempic or Mounjaro,
it comes back.
Yeah, like 70, 80% of the people, I can't remember the exact percentage, not only does it come back, but it comes back with interest.
Wow.
They gain even more weight than they were prior to taking it, because it really messes up your metabolism. You're injecting poison to your body. I just can't comprehend why people would do that, right? And it shuts down your metabolism. It's just, at the end of the day, if you want to lose body fat, you want to build up your metabolism. You want to make it as strong and firing as much as possible. Ozempic and Mounjaro is just shutting that down.
Got ya.
And you hear about some of the side effects people have and how they feel when they take it. I've known some people that talk about it and what they feel. I'm just like, what's the point? All you got to do is put in that work, really train, focus on your performance, focus on your nutrition, get good sleep, and I promise the results will come, right? And when you really learn how to make this into a lifestyle, that's sustainable. You could do this for the rest of your life. You take Mounjaro, Ozempic, 70, 80% of people are gaining weight and gaining more weight than they even started. That's not good. That's close to almost 100% failing rate. And people still choose to do it. It's beyond me. I don't get it. It just goes to show, I think, where we're kind of at as in the world, you know?
Yeah.
People not wanting to work for the results.
People are so lazy.
It's just laziness.
So lazy.
You know what I mean? And it's like,
they want the easy way out.
It's the easy way out. And to be honest, you don't get that satisfied feeling of being proud for what you work for.
Earning it.
Yeah. You know? And I hear clients all the time talk about once they do get to the point where they're reaching their goals, like this is the most proud and accomplished that they've felt, getting in their best shape is one of the best accomplishments you can do. Even if you make a lot of money, even if you do this and do that, getting to the point where you want to physically is one of the best things you could do for yourself. It's one of the best forms of self-love. And that trickles into everything else, your mental health, your spiritual health, your soul, how you show up in your relationships, how you show up in business. That's where it starts.
We are at the gym now, so we got to go. I'm looking forward to this workout. Appreciate you coming on the podcast.
My brother, I appreciate you having me again. And I sincerely mean, I'm very proud of all the success.
Thank you, my brother.
And I wish nothing but continued success. And
thank you.
Having all these different type of people on your podcast. But I'm proud.
Thank you.
And let's keep it going.
Let's go, my brother. Go easy on me on the gym. Appreciate the night rise. Listen, and next time you come on the podcast, show everyone the dog that I know. Okay? Don't be putting this suit on.
Yeah, you know that's for the behind the scenes.
Yeah, show them the dog that I know. You know what I mean? Don't show them this. This has been Zach Way. Let's go.